Good morning, everyone. Here with Edward on July the 10th, 2024. On the way down through downtown Kalamazoo here. Gonna check out a little flooding areas that generally flood. Take a look here in just a couple of seconds. Okay, folks, let's take a look at the Kalamazoo River here, see if there's any higher water here. We're in South Winkie Park. And the ducks and the swans, looks like they're all wanting to come over this way. There's a couple of swans. I'm sorry, there are ducks. There are big white ducks that are down there in the water. These are all mallards, and there's some Canadian geese here with them too. Kind of interesting. They must be thinking that I'm going to feed them or something. Water's running a little high there. Let's go out here and around and see if I get the idea. Get out, take a closer look, be right back. You see, looks like the news van, News 3 is over there, I believe. Take some pictures. Have the rapids going here a little bit. I'm not going to scare off the waterfowl here. They're hanging up here for a reason. Water down there, the little rapids, flowing pretty good. Sometimes the park right over here, in Comstock itself, I guess you could call it, has flooded right out with 4 or 5 feet of water before. This park we're standing there right now, I'd be waist deep in water. I've seen that a couple of times. The bridge up here, Comstock, water coming right up almost to the point where it would go over that bridge years ago, but supposed to get some more rain today, but I don't know if it's going to do a whole lot more than this. It might, and if it does, we'll certainly come back and take a look. Canadian geese. We have both drake and hen mallards. Here's some young ones right here. Mostly hens. I see a couple of drakes there. Not many. All right. Go over here on the other side and take a look from the other park. Be right back. Can you see South Winkie Park? On the other side of the street is North Winkie Park. And of course we're in Comstock. Well, now we're on the other side of the Kalamazoo River. And there's the bridge on River Street I was talking to you about. You can see how high the water has to get for this park right here to flood out. And it has flooded out before. Like I said, where I'm standing right now, I'd be up to my neck in water. There's the old Nico's Landing right there, a restaurant, fine dining restaurant. I believe they just run a breakfast and lunch service now in a smaller facility up near the front there. Little place here to come and launch your kayaks and so forth. There's where we were just a couple of minutes ago in the South Winky Park. See if the waterfowl's still there. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens a little later today. All right, be right back. I was just talking to a gentleman here. He takes care of this park, and we were just talking about the floods down here. And he mentioned, yeah, this is Merrill Park, and yes, back a few years ago, it flooded so bad that this building right here had 1.5 feet of water standing in it. Yeah, sure enough. Little old buildings up here in downtown Comstock, and that's it. You see it right there, the little four corners here with a gas station and the restaurant. They have a post office. Yep, a lot of Dutch people live here. A lot of flower businesses here. The greenhouse is just south of me here. We'll go by them a second on the way out of town. Be right back. On the way to take a look at those greenhouses, thought I'd just turn down this infamous street right here off from River Street onto Oakham Street. I'm sorry. That's a couple of blocks away. We're gonna turn here onto Abbey Street. Take you down here to a place of a killing. Wasn't a killing, it was a full-out murder. A person was found guilty of second-degree murder. Spent about 8 years in the incarcerated here in the state of Michigan. They razed the house. The house had been razed to the ground over the years. Gee, I don't know if I'll be able to get this one. I have to go from the other way. Be right. Okay, folks, right here on this property is where the house stood. It has been since razed, the house and the little garage that was next to it. And right here is where a man by the name of Michael Royal took a 12-gauge shotgun and let a gentleman by the name of Larry, who they had outstanding issues between the two of them over a woman. And Larry came and kicked in Mike's door one night, and Mike grabbed his shotgun and shot Larry couple of times, double-aught buckshot right in the chest. And the back house is where Mike was living when this happened. The front house here, the main house, and the landlord was a friend of mine, and he was asleep with his family. And when the shots rang out, it was just before Christmas, about midnight or so when it happened. And so even though that man Larry kicked in Mike's door and actually had a club and was going for him with a club, Mike defended himself. He was a lot smaller than Larry was, and but he didn't go and call the police right away. He sat there trying to determine what he was going to do with Larry's body. And the next door neighbor lady, who lived in a home right here, was up drinking coffee. She was an older lady, heard the shots, and looked outside and seen this body laying there on the ground on the snow. And so she called the police, and the police came out here and walked right up on the scene with Mike just sitting there in his little house, kind of staring gazing into the sky, so to speak. And they arrested him immediately, and he was sentenced to about 8 years for second-degree murder. The house was fell into disrepair years ago. It's been gone probably 15 years. Turned into this little lot. Here's a murder site. I believe that Mike was defending himself. They call it murder. I call it a killing. There's a difference. But yeah, he was defending himself. This Larry guy had come over here twice before earlier that year, kicked in his door, came in and wrangled with him again. But the landowner here came over and broke that up. And then he came over a third time right in the backyard while the families were cooking in the backyard, and he grabbed Mike right off the picnic table and began to whomp on him, and the people that were here, they pulled him off and kicked him off the property. Well, he waited a couple of months and came back and went to kill Mike, and Mike defended himself but went to prison for it. All right, talk to you in a few minutes. Take a little drive up in here a second. Been in here a few times years ago. Old grocery store right here, Gill's Market. But they had handmade sandwiches in here that you just could not beat. Unbelievable. How good they were. Right here. Place has been around for about 75 or 80 years, serving this little community. Right up here are the flower manufacturers, otherwise known as the greenhouses. Both sides of the road, you will see nothing but large growing facilities, greenhouse facilities. They're certainly getting rained on today. Be right back. Okay, we're beginning to arrive in the greenhouse area. To the left and right, as far as you can see, will be greenhouses. Winkies they have theirs in a couple of other locations. They're huge. There's Schlapp's. They're very famous. We come right up here to Business Loop I-94 and the old VFW here on the corner. They used to have a pack howitzer, a 75mm pack howitzer, right here on the corner. This beautiful home right there. But they moved. All right, talk to you later. Now I'm inbound on Business Loop 94 to Kalamazoo. Kind of boring. We're gonna cross Sprinkle Road right here. We're on River Street, Sprinkle Road. Gee. There's a new dispensary right over here in the corner. Kind of interesting name. The House of Dank. Free weed. It says free weed in the House of Dank. Not far away is the old Country Palace, or the, well, I think it's Angels now, I don't know. It's a gentleman's club. That's the House of Stank. And then they could almost walk to the House of Dank. It's not that far away. All right, I'm gonna get out of here before somebody picks me up and calls me a skank. Oh man, what the heck? All right, have a great day. Try to stay dry out there.